I'm an independent reviewing officer currently in a local authority in South Wales, and I've got a long history of work with social work practice with children and families, both as a practitioner and as a manager and as a trainer. Currently, the role of reviewing officer means that I am chairing child protection conferences, which looks at what the current issues are of concern about a particular child in the context of his or her family, with a group of professionals and family members, parents. And I also undertake reviews of looked after children. So that would be with children and young people themselves, with their parents or carers, and with other professionals, education, for instance, healthcare professionals who are working together. And that's really to do with developing and reviewing the plan for them. The material has been very valuable personally over a period of time. I've been working with clean language, learning about clean language for about a year now. And I was very interested to begin with in its application in work directly with families, children and families. Oh. And I also found that it had application in work with colleagues and in a coaching sort of settings. And I sort of found that it enables people to get in touch really with what's going on for them without any intrusion or noise coming from me. So the beauty of it, I felt really, was that it meant that I was taking a sort of step back, taking away my assumptions or presuppositions. And in doing that, I was able to tap into using the person's own words and so what's going on for them, what's important for them. And so it was a beautifully, apparently simple process, but with really a very powerful and kind of quiet impact. So I found it valuable in a number of contexts, and I've also used it in the context. I've had to sort of thread it because I can't always use it as a whole process in certain contexts. But for instance, within a child protection conference, I'll be wanting to ask that question about what it is that a parent, for instance, or a professional might like to have happen for a particular child. And that very question, the simple beauty of that question, what would you like to have, given all of that, what would you like to have happen, can really produce some very sort of tangible results, very sort of tangible concepts from people about what it is they want, what they want to have happen and what they want, as opposed to necessarily what they don't want. I don't want a social worker in my life. I don't want my life overrun by professionals. But what do you want to have happen for this particular child, or what does this particular young person want if they're old enough to be? What I would say is that it really is quite mind expanding. It does really help to think about how you approach people. It's helped me to consider how I approach people and how I get the best out of people. I would also say that it's been a very helpful personal tool for me because I've utilised the material very much for myself also in terms of self-coaching. So I do ask myself those questions at times in a particular situation. What is it that I would like to have happen? So it's really got quite a broad applicability. I believe it can be utilised in management type relationships. It can be used in coaching type relationships. Obviously, being clear about where you're coaching and where you're supervising, those things are maybe a little bit different at times. But it does help the other person to reach their own conclusions, which generally speaking, I think we all know that for people to reach their own conclusions is a lot more effective than being told what to do. And while sometimes being told what to do can sometimes seem the most time effective process, in fact, actually, the clean language process can be really a very quick process. You can quite quickly get to where the person that you're talking with reaches their own conclusions, and generally speaking, those are the best conclusions. So really, what I would say to anybody who has any kind of interest in the development of clean language is to delve in